He was 52nd, broke, tired, struggling to make a living selling milkshake machines out of the trunk of his car. The world saw a washed-up salesman, someone who had missed his shot. But Ray Kroc saw something else. He saw one last chance. What he did next would not only change the course of his life, but revolutionize the way the world eats, franchises, and builds business empires. This is not just the story of McDonald's. This is the story of what it means to dream big, even when the world has already written your ending. So if you're over 30, over 40, or even over 50, and you feel like time is slipping away, let Ray Kroc's true story remind you. It's never too late to start over. Stay with us, because this story is going to shake you, inspire you, and maybe, just maybe, change your path forever. Raymond Albert Kroc wasn't born with a silver spoon. Born in 1902 in Oak Park, Illinois, he grew up in a working-class Czech-American household. From an early age, Ray showed ambition, but not direction. He wasn't a scholar nor a prodigy, but he had a relentless drive to do something more. At 15, he lied about his age to join the Red Cross during World War I. That ended quickly. Then he bounced from job to job: paper cup salesman, jazz pianist, radio DJ, and eventually a milkshake machine salesman. That last one stuck, barely. By the time he was in his 50s, Ray was making ends meet selling multi-mixers, machines that could make 5 milkshakes at once. It was honest work, but not success. His peers were retiring, saving up, enjoying life. Ray, he was driving across the country in the blazing heat, peddling milkshake machines, staying in cheap motels, and eating alone. Behind his forced smile and sales pitches was a man battling insecurity. "Is this all I was meant for?" he would whisper to himself while staring into motel mirrors. His hands trembled from diabetes, his bank account was almost empty, and he was tired. So tired. But then came one phone call that would change everything. In 1954, Ray noticed something strange. A small restaurant in San Bernardino, California, ordered 8 multi-mixers in one go. 8? For one location? His curiosity piqued. He drove across the country to see it for himself. When he arrived at the McDonald's restaurant run by Richard and Morris McDonald, what he saw left him stunned. A system, a symphony, a factory line of food that served burgers, fries, and drinks within minutes, hot, fresh, and consistent. No waiters, no confusion, just efficiency and speed. Customers came in, ordered, got their food, and left happy. All under 5 minutes. Ray's heart raced. This wasn't just a restaurant. It was a revolution in efficiency and customer service. And the McDonald brothers? They had no interest in expanding. "We're happy here," they said with small-town smiles. But Ray wasn't. To him, this wasn't just a diner. It was the future of fast food. A system that could work anywhere in America, everywhere in the world. He begged the brothers to let him franchise it. After long negotiations, they reluctantly agreed. Ray would take the model, find investors, and start opening restaurants under the McDonald's name. He had no money, no guaranteed support, and no experience scaling a business at this level. But he had one thing: relentless belief. Franchising wasn't easy. Investors were skeptical. Landlords laughed at the concept of burgers on a timer. Banks refused him. Ray mortgaged his house, took on massive debt, and worked himself into exhaustion trying to convince people of his vision. Meanwhile, the McDonald brothers grew frustrated. They didn't like Ray's aggressive style. They wanted to keep things small, local, and manageable. Ray wanted scale, uniformity, and world dominance. And then came betrayal. In 1961, Ray finally bought the rights to McDonald's from the brothers for $2.7 million, a hefty sum. But what the brothers didn't know was that Ray secretly acquired the real estate underneath every McDonald's restaurant through a separate company, giving him total control. Some called it smart business, others called it a cold move. But to Ray, it was survival. He had spent his life playing it safe. This time, he went all in. By 1965, McDonald's had over 700 restaurants. By 1975, it had over 3,000. Every McDonald's served the same taste, the same fries, the same Big Mac. From New York to Tokyo. Ray Kroc became a symbol of American business genius. But behind the suits and smiles was a man who still carried pain, failed marriages, long nights, and a heart that had sacrificed everything for success. He died in 1984, leaving behind a fast food empire that fed millions daily. But more importantly, he left behind a lesson. You don't need to be young to start. You need to be hungry. Ray Kroc was 52 when his story really began. Let that sink in. In a world that celebrates young millionaires and teenage prodigies, we forget. Some stories are slow burns. Some victories come later. And sometimes the person everyone overlooked becomes the one the world remembers. If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and feel like life is just passing you by, remember Ray. He didn't invent the hamburger, he didn't have a tech startup, he wasn't born rich, but he had vision, grit, and one last chance, which he grabbed with both hands. What's your dream? What's stopping you? If Ray's story moved something in you, if it made you believe, even a little, that your time is still coming, then this channel is for you. We bring you real stories of real people who rose from the ashes, who fought the odds, and who built legacies after the world told them they were too late. Subscribe now, because your next chapter might be the most powerful one yet. And if no one told you today, it's not too late, you're not too old, you're just getting started.